All right, so good morning and welcome to the P&B Morning Show right here on Politics and Business Television. It is Wednesday. Of course, the Ramadan season starts today and the Lenten season also starts today. So it is a Holy Wednesday for our brothers and sisters in the Muslim world and of course in the Christendom. And yes, we are here today to also join them in, of course, these religious, rites. Good morning once more. My name is Omike Joseph Matthew, and Chidi Kenneth is here with me.
Good morning, OJ.
Yes, you're welcome. Welcome to the show again this Wednesday morning.
It's nice meeting you. I hope you're part of the Ramadan or the fast. Which one do you practice?
Yeah, well, of course, the name suggests, though I'm a Christian.
So you're part of the fast.
Yes. Today's Ash Wednesday. Today's Ash Wednesday, and the Ramadan started today. Last night to be precise, so it's the one of the Ramadan already.
So the whole atmosphere is spiritual.
It's spiritual right now. It's spiritual. So we want to say congratulations to our Muslim Ummah, and we hope that they will use this holy month of Ramadan to pray for themselves, pray for their family, pray for their state, and of course for the nation.
Very important.
And the Christians too, who also be starting the fast today, should also know that yes, it is the time for reflection when it comes to observing all these religious rites.
Very true, OJ. Right. Reflection in the sense that we need to reflect on the way forward, yes, on how to move the nation forward.
Yes. All right. So without wasting time, let's quickly tell you what we have in stock for you this morning on the show. We'll be talking about the civil service this morning. The Federal Ministry of Health has ordered, directors who, of course, have overstayed their position to resign immediately. They're kind of forcing them out of office. So we'll be looking at that topic this morning on the show. And there was some brouhaha.
Political brouhaha.
Yeah, political brouhaha in the National Assembly yesterday. Rowdy session, I must tell you, at the Senate and of course, particularly in the House of Representatives.
In the theater, we call it Act 1, Scene 1.
Yes. So what actually caused it? And we'll try and find out this morning what caused the situation at the House of Representatives and of course the Senate, and what at the end of the day, what was the outcome of all those rowdy sessions. So,
there's some, when we're coming up as a child, they say actor no they die.
Yes. So
let's say who was the actor yesterday and who was the boss.
So the drama continues, honestly. The drama continues in the National Assembly. That's democracy for you.
That's the beauty of democracy.
Yes, that is the beauty of democracy. You see all those dramas, people who create scene in the parliament and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, like they say, the minority will always have their say.
But the majority will have their way.
Majority will have their way. So the newspaper review is next. We'll be right back. All right, you welcome back to the program, the P&B Morning Show, right here on Politics and Business Television. Yes, it is time now for the newspaper review, and we have our very first paper for this morning. The Punch newspaper is what we have for you. 2027 elections. Lawmakers protest as NAS OK's e-transmission manual backup. Lawmakers protest as NAS OK's e-transmission manual backup. So you see that story there, of course, in the Punch newspaper. So outrage as Abarebe leads 14 senators in protest. Minority reps walkouts. Yes, that was minor protest following the 2027 electronic, the electoral bill, I should say, yesterday. So we'll talk about that this morning on the show. France faces new flood nightmare as water surge. France faces new flood nightmare as waters surge. There's a story there in the news, the Punch newspaper. 432 billion naira probe. EFCC extends El-Rufai detention as lawyers pushes for bail. EFCC extends El-Rufai's detention as lawyer pushes for bail. So your friend is still in EFCC, Chidi.
Well,
El-Rufai is still a guest of EFCC.
Well, OJ El-Rufai is our friend, yes, and he's also a Nigerian. That's what matters, in the sense that, well, he has been in detention now, and from what we are seeing, the detention has been extended. You know, I was reading through some write-ups yesterday, and I discovered that more charges have been pressed against him. One was saying that he made an attempt to, organize some form of a national unrest, and then we have the issue of over 400 billion. We also have the issue of the hacking of the phone number of the NSA. So these are issues that have been alleged against him, and the lawyers have been pressing to ensure that he secures his basic freedom, what we call bail, as it were. But we want to see how justice will unfold in this matter. But what matters is that at least we are seeing where respected people, high and low, is being subjected to the rule of law, which is okay for me. What matters now is for us to find out if such allegations were true or not, and then justice will prevail.
All right, and still looking at some stories that in the Punch newspaper. Let's maybe one more. We have this one that says cash crunch. Ministers lament as 10 trillion naira capital funding stalls. Ministers lament as 10,000 trillion naira capital funding stalls. All the ministers who are, of course, defending their budget in the National Assembly are lamenting over lack of funds being released to them and so on. And not just one minister, so many of them have been complaining. The health minister complained last week, even the works minister, so many of them. Even so we just hope that
well, this is a recurrent issue in the sense that, but we do hope that this whole thing should, we should understand where the Minister of Finance should come out and and national budget planning, and
to come and tell us how much, what is actually the problem.
Yeah, what's actually the problem? Because the people are expecting to see the dividends of democracy as promised, and with that money being supplied or released, rather, to the ministers, I don't think a lot of contractors will not be paid.
Yes,
and that will trickle down and snowball into some form of deficit in our GDP. Because when the contractors are paid, of course, the market women will benefit. And it will snowball like that to even down to the barbers and the artisans everywhere. So we want to see what's going on, because this is a very big issue, OJ.
Yeah.
If ministers don't have money to execute projects, then the economy will quiver, because it goes down like that, even down to the smallest artisan. And these are family men that have children and wives to take care of.
All right. Let's go to our next paper. Which one do we have on the line? Let's quickly find out. The Guardian is up next, and of course, it still carries the issue of the electoral reform crisis. 2027 elections take shape as APC majority prevails. Legal tussle looms.
Hmm.
2027 elections take shape as APC majority prevail. Legal tussle looms. So the electoral bill 2026, what has changed? The Guardian has it. You can see that the front page there. What has actually changed? The section 60, subsection 3, has it changed? What has happened? What has not happened? So the Guardian has all those details. And again, there's this story: terrorists killed 4 in Kogi Plateau attacks. Talking about insecurity. Remi Tinubu seeks prayers for Nigeria as Lent Ramadan begin. Remi Tinubu seeks prayers for Nigeria as Lent Ramadan begin. That's the first lady there. Seeks prayer for Nigeria as the Lenten season and of course Ramadan begin around the world. Zamfara governor alleges exclusion from federal government support over party gratification. Yes, Zamfara governor alleges exclusion from federal government support over party affiliation. I beg your pardon. So you get that story there from the Guardian newspaper. Hoodlums invade, disrupt APC stakeholders meeting in Ondo. Hoodlums invade, disrupt APC stakeholders meeting in Ondo. This issue of hoodlums, I thought is a thing of the past. When I saw the story last night, I was really shocked. Do we still have hoodlums? Do we still have
excuse me?
Yeah, some persons who tag themselves as hoodlums?
OJ, as long as we
day
have
and age.
OJ, as long as we keep having consistent poverty, we will keep having hoodlums.
Wow.
Hoodlum is an offshoot of poverty. And when we take care of this monster called poverty, the growing rate of poverty is becoming too alarming. And of course, what do you expect? There's a saying that goes in my place that it is the stomach that tells the leg where to go. So it is the stomach that decides where the leg goes to. So you are here because your stomach is in control of where you are now, where I am too. So as long as poverty prevails, we'll keep having hoodlums. And these hoodlums, they're not expensive. Some of them are as small as 1,000, 2,000 naira. They go to destroy things worth billions. So poverty needs to be eradicated to the barest minimum.
Wow.
Until that is done, OJ will keep having hoodlums.
All right. Okay, so let's go to our next paper. Let's quickly look at our next paper on the line this morning on the P&B morning show. The Nigerian Tribune. The Nigerian Tribune is next. Electoral Amendment Bill. Senate in division. Reps in rowdy session. Senate in division. Reps in rowdy session. As lawmakers pass e-transmission with manual backup. Minority reps walk out on session as Grid Chamber reduces timeline on notice of election to 300 days. INEC to review election timeline to exclude Ramadan period. So all these things form parts of the drama that happened yesterday. You recall that the period, the notification period for when INEC will have before the next election is 360 days.
Yes.
So yesterday they cut it down by 60 days. So it's now 300 days. So going forward, we'll be having elections in maybe December and January.
Well, OJ, like you said, the reason why this adjustments was made was to accommodate our Muslim brothers and to accommodate the religious activities and festivals going on. We don't know, as the year goes by, we keep having changes in our calendar, timing. So let's hope that maybe next year, probably it might come to January or maybe probably December. But what matters is that there will be an election. Yeah,
there'll be an election. Now, it's here. Well, I was discussing with someone yesterday concerning this controversy and this issue of timeline that INEC released and now caused a national debate.
Yes.
It's Ramadan season and all that and what have you. Now, the question the person actually asked me was, when INEC was making the timetable, do they have a Christian and a Muslim as part of the
to project the
team?
times?
Yes, to say, okay, if we release this date, so it's going to coincide with the Ramadan, or coincide with the Lenten season and all that. Why is it that INEC did not do that?
They didn't factor all this.
They did factor all these things until when people have to start reacting. Now we've spent like 3 days over this matter.
Well, OJ, if you ask me, I might probably say there's a saying that goes, nobody knows tomorrow. Probably they didn't know that the Ramadan season will fall on that.
How would they not know?
Well, it's a long time, but probably do you know tomorrow, OJ?
No, we are talking about, for instance, okay.
I'm just making up.
So why making up for what? Now the issue is this: the advisors in INEC, are they not Christians? Don't we have Christians?
We have Muslims. We even have traditionalists.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
So why didn't they not bring up the idea? I said, look, Mr. Chairman, if we do this, it may coincide with this. If we pass this, if we announce this, we might get reaction. No, that some people react that okay, to the Ramadan period when you be organizing the election, or is it that it's a deliberate thing for INEC to say, let's push it out and say and get the reaction of the people or of the stakeholders?
Well, OJ, both of us are not staff of INEC, but what I do know is that, like you rightly said, we have Muslim brothers and Christian brothers, even traditionalists in there in INEC, and they should factor these things. It's a call for concern. Actually,
why should we have controversy all the time?
I want to be. That's
Can't we just stop? Stop all these unnecessary controversies and move ahead, because we have a lot of issues to address in this country.
Well, LJ, these are the issues that characterize politics. I told you yesterday that there is no morals behind politics. Politics is just a dog-eat-dog world. So that is how it's been played. If it favors you, fine. It doesn't favor you, you cry foul. So that's how it is. But I want to believe this is political season, and get ready for more political drama and revelations. So we're really playing the politics now.
All right. So let's quickly look at our next paper. And of course, we have on the line the blueprints this morning. 2027 Ramadan overlap. NAS cuts election notice by 60 days. Passed hybrid electoral act bill. NAS cuts election notice by 60 days. Passes hybrid electoral act bill. To the rider lawmakers in rally session, INEC left with December 2026, January 2027 option. So, like I said earlier, so we might be having elections, the early elections this December, and then the other elections in January. So December and January might just be the next day. So we're expecting announcement from INEC maybe today or in the coming days on the new timeline of the election, and not February 20 that they announced earlier again. So basically all the papers are reporting the issue of the
but I hope INEC is ready. In as much as they are reducing the time. I hope they are ready, logistic wise, and the rest of the world.
That's why they're asking you for blanket money now. Where there is money, you are ready.
Okay. You mean that?
Is that also? So with money,
you saying that the 1 trillion naira will justify the timing?
So why 1 trillion naira is there? It means they are ready.
Speed is assured.
Yes.
Well, OJ, you said so.
All right, so let's see maybe our last paper for the day. So many stories in the blueprints this morning. So check out the blueprints on the newsstand for you to get some of the juicy stories there. So let's check out the Vanguard right now. The Vanguard with the headline, Reps cave in, back Senate on Electoral Act Amendment. Reps, that's the House of Reps, cave in, back Senate on Electoral Act Amendment. So at the end of the day, despite the rowdy session,
there was a U-turn.
It was a U-turn there. All right, so other stories there quickly. Other stories there. Release Kanu or return him to Kenya. Southeast monarch tells Tinubu. Release Kanu or return him to Kenya. Southeast monarch tells Tinubu. Okay. How can this happen? Lent, Ramadan begins today. Lent, Ramadan begins today. It's a story from the Vanguard. Tinubu trumps Harris, others mourn as U.S. civil rights leader Jesse Jackson dies at 84. Tinubu, Trump, Harris, others mourn as U.S. Civil rights leader Jesse Jackson dies at 84 years. Jesse Jackson died at the age of 84 yesterday. The family released a statement in that regards, and may his gentle soul rest
in peace.
Okay, so many stories in the Vanguard, so check out the Vanguard for details of the juicy stories you have there. So we urge you to go to the newsstand and pick any of these papers for your reading delight this morning. We're going for a quick break. When we return, we, of course, discuss our very first topic for the day. We'll be right back. All right, so welcome back to the P&B Morning Show right here on Politics and Business Television Abuja. Yes, this morning we'll quickly dive into the issue of the civil service, the Nigerian civil service. Now, Nigeria's, looking at the Nigeria's civil service this morning, the spotlight is firmly on Nigeria's health sector. Following a sweeping directive from the Federal Ministry of Health, ordering the immediate disengagement of directors who have spent 8 years in the directorate's cadre. Now, the directive anchored on the revised Public Service Rules 2021 and reinforced by a circular from the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation. It affects directors across the ministry, federal hospitals, agencies, and parastatals, with strict compliance measures, salary stoppages, and even sanctions for defaulting institutions. Now, the memo signed by Teshuma Dafida on behalf of the permanent secretary makes it very, very clear affected officers are to hand over immediately. IPPIS is to halt salaries and any emoluments, I should say, paid beyond the effective date must be refunded. Now, monitoring teams have also been mandated to ensure enforcement. This is not just a policy reminder. It is a firm implementation order with immediate consequences. So, but in a health sector already battling workforce shortages, brain drain, and systemic pressure, the question comes urgent. Does the 8-year tenure policy represent bold reform to prevent stagnation and entrenchment of power? Or could it strip the system of experienced administrators at this critical time? This is our focus this morning. 8-year tenure policy, reforming the civil service, or losing institutional experience. So this is what we'll be looking at this morning. And we are being joined by Usman Isa. He is, of course, the executive chairman, Amway Medical and Wellness Foundation. A warm welcome to the program this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, Chidi.
Yes,
we have our medical experts, our health expert with us this morning,
Mr. Usman.
Nice meeting you.
Okay, so the question now is this: how did you receive this directive from the Minister of Health that all directors who have spent 8 years and above, or permanent secretaries who have spent 8 years and above, should immediately resign? Is this like a forced resignation, forcing people to leave their career just unexpectedly? So, as someone in the sector and knows all the problems of the sector, what is your take on this new policy?
Well, I have to start by saying kudos to the Honorable Minister of Health, Professor Ali Pate. More power to his elbow. And also, I have to say congratulations to people that are duly to be promoted, but not yet promoted. Well, I see that the enforcement is a good one, because in everything in life, there is an ethics. Even in religion we are practicing today, like if I'm Muslim, there's a Quran that is there as a constitution that all Muslims,
As a guide.
must obey or must follow the rules. If you're a Christian, there is a Bible that as a Christian, you must follow the Bible. So, other religions like Hindus, they have their books, and all the Hindus must
Abide.
So, well, it's not a strange thing. It's just because in Nigeria is a country that man-to-man, godfatherism really works. Why do I say so? Is in the there's a federal public service of Nigeria that an officer or a civil servant can remain in a particular position, and it's maximum of 8 years. And when that 8 years elapses, the officer or the civil servant supposed to vacate or leave the office for others that are due for promotions to enter. So, but in Nigeria, greediness is one of our major problems. That is why you see even in some offices, some people loot money that their generation to come cannot spend. So what the Honorable Minister has done is a good thing. And the enforcement, I encourage other civil service, other office ministries to emulate him. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Musa. I like the way you, from the way you're sounding, shows that you are in support. And you did mention about promotion suppression, where some people will sit down there and when it's their time, to get to the next level, they never get to the next level.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. But the question I want to ask you now, these experienced workers that are going, does it have any effect, any negative effect on the growth and development of that ministry?
Yeah, it has.
Is it going to have any effect?
It may and it may not.
Okay.
Because what I'm saying is that there are some of the officers or directors that have been there that cannot even offer anything. And there are those that are supposed to be in that office that have something to offer. But there's no space for them to enter.
To express it.
Yeah, yeah.
So they are just deputy directors.
They are not, yeah. So that is why I say they may and they may not. So, and if that is why in an office like that, there must supposed to be training and retraining programs for others to also learn, so that as they are leaving, those that are coming in will know what to do by the time they enter the position.
So why do this issue of you did mention about man-no-man factor? What do you mean by man-no-man factor? As you explained, is it something that is helping us? Because I don't really understand what that man-no-man factor. But like you said, that some people sit there and there's this sit-tight syndrome, sitting there for 10 years, 20 years in a particular position due to man-no-man syndrome. Can you throw more light on that?
Yeah, what I mean by that is that if you know God's fathers, like politicians, these top government officials can give you notes to, if you are looking for something, maybe there is a job opportunities now. Let me use layman.
Or you want to stay for more years.
Yes.
They can talk to the minister. Talk to...
Yes.
There
are some people that are untouchable, even in some office. Maybe some of these ministers have their...
Is that not infringing on the act, the constitution? Guiding that, are you not infringing on that constitution guiding that office?
that is why I say kudos from initial from that ministry. I say kudos to the honorable minister
for being bold.
Yes, to do that. I know many people going to even fight him, you understand, for that. But I know if you are doing the right thing and God is on your side, I don't think
this is impromptu.
So there are some ministers now.
My colleague was saying something impromptu.
So they will be waking up or they'll be receiving the
and you have been unbundled
or this morning. I
don't think it's impromptu, because what I'm saying is this: if you are working in an organization, I know you might have been covered or knows the rules and regulations. You understand? That guided them. They know that they are there. You understand? They are not supposed to be there. So they are
they are saying that is illegal.
Yes, illegal. You understand? So why would they give them notice before there's
for something that is illegal?
Yes.
No, but see, let's consider this. Now they've been there. They know that they're supposed to be there for 8 years, and suddenly they find themselves spending more than the 8 years there.
Yeah.
So they must have been relaxed. They didn't know that this directive is coming. You know, we human beings. Then suddenly, on a Wednesday like this, you have to go.
It's a good thing. Why is a good thing? Others will also learn that in other ministries.
Okay.
You understand?
I have to start packing my files.
Yes, they have to learn. So it's a good thing, because Nigeria is a country that if you not act the right time or do what you're supposed to do at that time, something can happen. For example, now a minister can come, you understand, and I say, no, this is my candidate. He has to remain in this office, in which you don't have options or you don't have any tools to say that, oh, this is the minister candidate, you understand, and you that's supposed to enforce this, you can't do it on your own without the directive from the honorable minister.
So you mean this action is that weakening? Is it weakening the institution or strengthening your institution now?
Yeah.
From what you're saying now, is this action of the minister strengthening the institution or weakening the institution?
It's of two sides. It's of two sides. That is why I say that it may not. Because if the people coming to occupy the positions are also dundee, that they have nothing to offer, so it may
affect.
Affect. Okay. And if these people are coming, are more experienced, you understand, but because they don't have the opportunity or the privilege
fresh ideas,
you understand, fresh ideas, then it may that is the positive side of it. You understand? So in life everything has good side and the bad side, but if the good side supersede or above the bad side, then we can consider it.
So could this enforcement set a precedent for broader reforms across the ministries, departments, and agencies of government? Would this set a precedent? Like
Standard.
now, the head ministry rather
Has started it.
has started it. So maybe in the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of whatever will begin.
Because I'm sure they're everywhere, OJ.
No, because it's a civil service reform. It's a rule. It's 2021 that has not been implemented. Has not been implemented. So would this set a precedent that, okay, other ministers will say, okay, if our health counterparts can give this directive, okay, we have such this issue now.
I won't know how long other ministers have, other directors have stayed in other ministries.
Other ministries
it's a good thing for them to emulate. That is why I see that the other ministry has to emulate what has happened. But it may not happen in other ministry, because if the minister or the people that are supposed to enforce this are corrupt. You understand? Sorry, are corrupt. It may not work in other ministry, because they may have their own candidates, and whenever they want to do this, when it affect their candidates,
but
they may not enforce
but this is it, sir. It is a civil service rule, and the head of civil
regardless.
Yes,
we know it's the rules now, but they are there all this while, and then no, you understand? Even the ministers, even before this time, he knows.
Okay, but
yes,
but this is, I think, the bulk is on the table of the head of the civil service. Understand? The head of the civil, like as we have.
They gave the directive, right?
No, in this case now, the head of the civil service is the number one civil servant who should implement it, not the minister. It's because somebody is not taking action. That is why the ministers will have their say and say, okay, this is my person. He or she must remain in the office, and I'm comfortable with this person's as to be directors under me. Even though he knows or she knows that,
yes, because
yes. But the HOS is supposed to take the directive, because they are under the HOS, not under the minister. Understand? So it is a reform. Since 2021, that's not been implemented.
So you're correct, OJ, but he did mention something about corruption.
So what should we understand? So what should be done? Should the head of civil service be a person like we have now, the head of civil service, a son, you understand, who is now taking this directive very, very serious? Should we now encourage her to purge the Nigerian civil service of this kind of anomalies that we are experiencing right now?
Yes, but it has a limitation. It has superior. You understand? Superior in the sense that, like, even this what Ali Pati did now. If the president, the number one citizen, said, no, I don't want you to do this because it will affect his or her candidates. You understand? He cannot do it. You understand what I'm saying? So he has superiors. If the person in charge of the civil servants, you understand, want to take these decisions, and the Mr. President say that,
or somebody from the presidency,
somebody even above him, you understand, above him, because there are so many people that is answerable to, and say, no, we don't want to do. They put him there. He cannot.
So at the end of the day, we
look at what is happening even in INEC, for example. Look at what is happening in INEC. In Nigeria, that a person that won election that is glaring, you understand, to everybody that, oh, this is the winner, and they'll now go and announce the wrong person.
Allegedly.
Yes, as a winner. And when you talk, they say you should go to court after swearing in. For example, now if I have let's say I have a vehicle and two people are fighting for the vehicle, it's my vehicle. You understand? What do you supposed to do? First of all, the vehicle has to be parked somewhere. Nobody should touch the vehicle until, you understand, the case is over. But in Nigeria, is a country that when two people are fighting for something, they will collect that thing and give to one person. Maybe the person is the wrong person, you understand? Because he has godfather, and you understand what I'm saying? And he will hold it and say, okay, if you don't like, you should go to court. You give person head of knife, you understand? And you say that you should hold the sharp place. What will happen? Once the person draw like this, your hands will cut off. You understand?
Okay.
So I think it's a good thing, you understand? But I pray it work.
Okay.
You know, that's not of corruption. That is
you pray it works in other ministries, because we are seeing it work now.
Yes.
But
I pray it work on that
ministry. Don't you think it requires a political will to effect directives like that, just as we have seen in the Minister of Health?
Health now.
Yes, if the superior for example, the president can support this. I don't think he's above. You understand? I don't think there's any other superior that will say that will kick against it, that other ministries will not do it. You understand? So that is what I can say.
Now, there's this question I want to ask you, because from the report, the HOS, the head of civil service, said they have set up a monitoring team. So does that mean that even with this directive, some stubborn directors will say they'll still sit tight? They need a monitoring team to say, in this ministry, this director has passed 8 years, so he's supposed to leave and all that. Do we? Because for the head of civil service to form a monitoring
That's
team,
a tax force equivalent.
A tax force equivalent, that means that they know that some of these permanent secretaries or directors will not quit their office.
Yeah,
so what kind of country are we?
It's a good point, good question. So I pray it work, because, like I always say, Godfatherism and the man-on-man thing. Most of things that happen in Nigeria, or more of government office, this man-on-man of a thing. Maybe let me clarify you. At times it may be affecting some people. Maybe you are not dancing to the superior or
God it up.
That are lawyer.
You mean God it up?
May be there. You understand? Yes, or God it up. So you understand? They will be there. And as we speak now, there are some people that are even due for like maybe 10 to 15 years. Sorry, 10 to 13 years. They are still in that office, and even with this now, they can still remain there. That's because of their godfather, or maybe man or man, or
they're supposed to have resigned.
Yes, they're supposed to resign
from the civil service.
I pray this shouldn't be a one side kind of a thing. You understand? Because of that normal circumstances, even though you are a president candidate and everybody in that office is supposed to affect that due for retirement. That's to affect everybody. But in a situation that is why you see most of things are not working in Nigeria. Biasing, maybe because of a result of corruptions or godfatherism. You understand? So I know some people will go, some people may steal that their time is due. They'll maybe still there.
Okay. Yeah. The directive, the policy, or the directive also suggests that all the monies, emoluments that they have enjoyed while they were supposed to have left office, they have to refund it. Ogachidi. For the past 10 years, you have enjoyed salaries, you have enjoyed all the entitlements of the office, and now today the minister is saying everything that you have enjoyed, you have to pay them back. Do you think it's possible? Do you think this directive has gone too far when it comes to this? Because maybe
Nigeria want to really work, it is possible. Very, very possible.
So whatever they have enjoyed, they have to pay back.
What we are not work for. Like, look at now, I can even use one example for you now. This issue of NEPA bills of a thing. People that don't have meters, at times you stay 1 month or let's say 2 months without getting light, but they will come and you pay for service no render. You understand? To you, it's a fraud. You understand? It's a fraud, and serious is a criminal. That is a criminal.
So how is the government going to do that? Are they going to seize their properties if they have, or are they going to, or do not pay that gratuity? How are they going to get the money back?
So that you have to have pension.
Or they'll stop the pension or something.
Yes. And if it's not even enough, they have personal property, they can seize it until they pay the money, then they'll release it to them.
Well, but Mr. Usman, it sounds the way you are saying it sounds so easy.
Because that's what the government said. So I'm thinking
you mentioned something about man-no-man factor. And the man-no-man factor can also play in this one.
People can go free without even paying that money.
My people said, there's a saying in my place that you don't catch something that can bite with empty hands. You don't go and catch an animal or something that can bite with empty hands. Okay, you must go armed. So going to remove meat from the mouth of a lion. OJ, can you do that?
Honestly, okay. So for the government to say that, I think maybe they have the means of getting back the money, because now they said their salaries have been stopped automatically, and they have to pay back whatever they have eaten before. You understand? Whatever benefit they've enjoyed before, they have to pay.
That's a huge tax to achieve
anyway. The issue there is that this issue of corruption, bribery and corruption in Nigeria is a serious issue in Nigeria. So until we are really ready, it's not a one man or because people that even say that they should go and recover this money, by the time they bribe them or give them something, they'll silent about it. So
I saw one in the health sector. Someone who knows the health sector. Do you think that the health sector is ready for this new policy? Do we have enough hands? You and I know that a lot of people have from the health sector going to the UK, Canada, where
For greener
and all
pasture.
that for greener pasture. So administratively, don't you think this directive will affect the health sector the more?
no, because I don't see all these things our problem in our problems. What I see as a problem, you can't profile solution to problems you don't have the in-depth knowledge of it. Because time without number, the issue of health workers migration, issue of medical tourism will come up even in National Assembly. So many people that are trying to profile solution to this problem, or let me say challenge, it's a challenge to us. They don't have the in-depth knowledge of what is really happening. There is there is what we call driving factors for health workers migration. Apart of even in remuneration, because remuneration is the major issues, but the environment they are working is one of the major challenge. So the environment is not conducive for our local healthcare service providers, and many are incapacitated. They don't have access to latest technologies, equipments to work with, and that is one of the reasons, security threat and so on. These are the reasons why many of them are leaving out of the country. And the countries they are traveling to, like UK, US, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Turkey, and other medical tourism destinations, is because these people have carved a niche for themselves in the area of health. And what makes them so succeed is because they are looking health sector with two eyes, unlike Nigeria that we are looking health sector with one eye.
Okay.
So let me explain. What I mean by looking health sector with one eye is that we are looking health sector as a charitable venture instead of looking health sector as a profit and not profit making venture. And I always, in most of the interview I've attended, both home and abroad, I always say that the only way out of what we are facing in Nigeria, which is the major issue that faces Nigeria health sector, health workers migration and outbound medical tourism. I mean, those that have money, whenever so-called rich men, whenever they have health challenge, they travel overseas for Medicare, and the less privileged people suffer
it. And now, a situation where the minister cried out yesterday that there is no money for infrastructure. What the money always released to them.
In government office, there's not always money now.
But for infrastructure, so what for the minister to be crying out for budgets for infrastructure in the last budget year, how do you receive this kind of something? What do you think is the effect of this kind of lack of budgetary allocation?
Underfunding is, as we know, underfunding is one of our major challenge in our health sector. But it's because we are not really ready, you understand, to make things work in health sector. Because I can remember when Indians want to better their healthcare system, they came up with policy called Heal in India. When they came with this policy, they called all the stakeholders, the key players, the policymakers in India health sector together, and government told them this is what they want to do, and all of them agreed to join them. So we know that it's the responsibility of government to protect life and properties, and healthcare is one of it. So, but there is a way government can even come up with a policy, a supportive policy that things will start working in Nigeria health sector. I cannot sell this idea. Nobody pays me. If they want me, they need me to offer my wealth of experience, 15 years worth of experience in health sector. I cannot disclose this. Nobody pays me for that. You understand? And it may interest you to know that I'm not just a.
So are you not a patriotic Nigerian?
No, I'm a Nigerian. But be a Nigerian, you understand? I have my own life to live. Like people that are jackpot and they see that Nigeria, they cannot get what they want. You understand? And I cannot, my wealth of experience, I cannot share free of charge. You understand? It's best known to me. You understand? Nobody invested in this knowledge I've acquired and my exposure, my wealth of experience, and my movement across the globe. So if they need me for that, they should invite me. The Honorable Minister of the Party or the presidency should invite me, and thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Usman Issa, for your take this morning on this topic on the issue of the 8-year tenure policy, whether it is reforming the civil service or losing institutional experience. Ahmed Issa, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
I really appreciate your contribution this morning. Of course, Usman Issa. Yes, Usman Issa is the executive chairman. Amwe Medical and Wellness Foundation. Amwe. Okay, so hopefully we'll have you next time.
Thank you very much. That's fine.
Okay, we'll be going for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with more right here. Do stay tuned. All right, so welcome back to the P&B Morning Show right here on Politics and Business Television, Abuja. Now, there was, high drama at the House of Representatives on Tuesday as lawmakers clashed over a controversial move to rescind the passage of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, a bill that had earlier approved a compulsory real-time electronic transmission of election results. What began as a procedural, motion quickly degenerated into a rowdy session, exposing deep divisions within the chamber. So the chairman of the Committee on Rules and Business, Francis Weave, moved the motion in alignment with the position earlier taken by the Senate, which rejected the provision for real-time electronic transmission. But when Speaker Tajuddin Abbas put the motion to a voice vote and ruled in favor of the ayes, despite louder nays, protests erupted on the floor, forcing an executive session. So at the heart of the controversy is a critical clause that mandates presiding officers to electronically transmit results from each polling unit in real time to INEX IREV. Supporters say it strengthens transparency and public trust in elections, and opponents argue for flexibility and caution in the use of technology. So the big question this morning is the National Assembly strengthening electoral integrity or walking back on a reform many Nigerians see as crucial to credible elections? So this is what we shall be looking at this morning. And a former lawmaker in Benue State, Daniel Edoache Atai, will be joining us virtually this morning. Once he joins us, we'll let you know about that. And of course, my colleague is still in the studio, Chidi Kenneth. So, rowdy session yesterday at the House of Representatives, and the Senate also had their fair share of,
The drama.
of the drama. But in the end, the majority had their way.
And the minority just had their say.
Yes. So it's still the issue of the electoral bill that continued yesterday.
OJ, I really would not want. I would rather want to say anything about this electoral because it's laughable. It's a straightforward thing. This is not something that sometimes what baffles me is that I don't know if our leaders, some of our leaders, understands the nature and the kind of people they are dealing with. They are up and against. We're talking about over 100 million intelligent minds. Now, this is the same electoral act that we used in the last election, and it worked. The person who also, kickstarted this whole thing, that's INEC chairman said, it is doable. The Society of Nigerian Engineers have come to say, it is okay. Now, these are engineers. And some notable Nigerians have come to say, we have POS everywhere, and they transmit money in real time. Even some Nigerians have also come to say, allegedly, that even the terrorists also send videos in real time. Now, this goes, the ATM card is everywhere. POS is everywhere. And people can send money in real time. Why are we having issue with that word real time? And you see, it shows that there's somebody somewhere is not really, is afraid of. That's the truth about it, in my own opinion. Because this is something that is not rocket science. And for crying out loud, we are in a digital era. Countries are embracing high-level technological, advancement, and we are here trying to go back. I did say the last time that this whole idea of electoral amendment started in 1922. Then we were doing by the Clifford Constitution, and since then Nigeria has evolved after each 20 years. And now, 2022, we decided to take it a step further, e-transmission in real time. And somebody is coming to take us backward again by saying manual transmission. What? Now, let me tell you something. We should expect a lot of legal battles. A lot of results will not be determined by INEC, even with the 1-point-something trillion naira, with that backup manual. Because a lot of things will be, manual means, handwritten. And I want to appeal to Nigerians. Now, let me look at you. Please don't be a tool for any electoral fraud. Because talking about rigging, it is not spirits that rigs. It's human beings.
It's human beings.
If you remember that your neighbor cannot eat, please don't rig. No matter the money that you're being given. If you remember that the transport fare does not favor anybody, whatever you are doing is going to affect you directly or indirectly. You have cousins, you have brothers in school who cannot pay school fees, who cannot eat 3 square meal, who cannot have a good life. If you remember these things, please don't be used as a tool for rigging, because I don't understand why the bot will be there in the first place.
But you see, the drama yesterday actually started when a House of Rep member now raised the motion that we have to align the already passed bill with that of the Senate. And everyone said, what? In December we've already passed our own. Why should that be the case?
OJ, that's the problem.
So,
that's the problem. That's cause for serious concern.
Yes. So what is
the lower chamber has agreed.
Yes.
And they were okay with the real time.
On Monday they were supposed to harmonize.
Yes.
And they didn't do that. So what happened yesterday actually tells the whole story that
why they did not turn up.
Why did they not turn up? Well, some members may have aligned with the Senate. At the end of it, that is what actually happened. So please, I think we have our guests on the line this morning. Comrade Daniel Edoache Atai. Good morning to you.
Morning, OJ.
Yes, it's nice having you on the show. Yes, everything is fine here. All right, thank you very, very much, Comrade Daniel, for having you this morning. So quickly, your reaction to the drama yesterday at the National Assembly as a result of the electoral, as a result of the electoral bill. So what's your own take?
We should always expect drama from this 10th National Assembly. Of course, you saw that 15 out of the 109 senators are the proponents of the real-time transmission of electoral results, which the Nigerian electorate want their own National Assembly to pass into law. You can imagine that the House of Senate and the House of Congress are constitutionally supposed to represent the people, the larger over 300 million populace, who sent them there to be their mouthpieces, to be their representatives, to be their senators, their legislators. They never took themselves there. It is the mandate of the people that sent them there. Now, these are people that sent you there to serve them. You are not leaders, but you are public servants. You are servants of the people who elected you. They said, this is what we want. You said, no, that is not what I would do. The people who sent you to the National Assembly said, this is what we want. We want transmission of results, electoral results in real time. You said no. Okay, not that you just said no. You even agreed. You went into budget presentation and you received the budget from INEC, and INEC gave you the budget for electronic transmission of results, digital voting system. And anywhere the digital voting system also involves transmission of results in real time. And why the clause of the real time came? Because over time, people saw that their vote has not been counted. Their vote has not been counted because people tend to rig their votes. And then the judiciary will be brought in to interpret wrongly the mandate of the people. If the people voted somebody and the judiciary interfered based on technicality or whatever they call it, and then they go to court and then they say it is not this person that the people voted, it is rather another person. So that is a kind of a subchanging the mandate of the people. And the people now say, okay, instead of this thing to continue, let us have the real-time transmission of results so that the whole world will know that this is the person we voted for. The judiciary will not have any interference to say this is not the person we voted for.
Okay.
Because in a country where democracy is working, judicial interpretation as to subchange people's mandate is not supposed to happen. Look at what happened in the case of Uzodinma, the Imo State governor, where somebody that his electoral vote was number 10. The judiciary, the Supreme Court gave him and said he is the governor of Imo State.
All right, comrade. Comrade.
I was still online.
Yeah.
I was still online. I don't want to give the name.
All right, please do that quickly. Do that quickly.
The brouhaha that you saw at the Senate hearing yesterday was because of disagreement. Because they are afraid of passing that law, removing that clause that doesn't want real time. They want a manual collation, and they also want a digital collation. Manual collation that will give them the loophole for manipulating the results of the electorate. We will take that.
But in the end, comrade, in the end, that was what happened. In the end, the House of Rep, caved in. They caved in, and the Senate passed the bill. So right now, they'll be sending this bill now to the president to append his signatures to it.
For his assent.
So it appears the minority, had their say, but the majority had their way. Have their way. So, looking at that, what are the political and legal implications of aligning with the Senate's rejection of compulsory real-time transmission of results going forward?
Well, it simply means that there won't be any judicial implication because the Senate are not there on their own mandate. They are there on the mandate of the people. So if they said no and the people say yes, it is the people that the court will listen to. Who are the people? The public, the electorate. And we can go to court with them. We can go to court with them and say we sent you people there. And so in case they look at the Senate as an institution of democracy, no, it is not an institution. It is an arm of government. So if it is an arm of government, what is the original responsibility of the Senate? Then constitutionally we will define it and why they were there in the first place. Could you be a senator if your people did not send you there? So I believe that the court will listen to the people more than the people can even withdraw any senator. They can recall any senator. They can as well recall any House of Rep member. And it has come to the time where Nigerians will not be taken for a ride anymore. The people and the civil society organization and different arms of human rights that are available now in our democracy is not the democracy that you will sit and become the Lord of the Sky anymore. There will be no legal implication. Whether the Senate said no to the electoral amendment in terms of real-time transmission of results, and the House of Rep, which is the House of Congress, say yes. So I believe that it is a bicameral legislation that we are practicing in Nigeria, and the Senate is not somewhat superior to the House of Representatives. No, it is just because the House of Representatives is a Congress for the common, and the Senate were saddled originally to be like the apex house of lawmaking. That doesn't give them the power to usurp the power of what? The House of Congress. The House of Congress is even what they are advocating, that to practice unicameral legislation, whereby we do away with the Senate and then we'll have the House of Congress, which is closer more to the people than the Senate.
All right.
The Senate, you see, A senator will control maybe 15 local government, 10 local government areas, 9 local government areas, and at the end of the day, accountability and even public hearing at his senatorial district will be impossible. But the Congress, the House of Congress is close to maybe 2, 3 local governments, and you know you can assemble them and talk to them, they can reach you quickly.
All right.
So, to me, I would prefer that Nigeria as a system should go to unicameral legislation and adopt the House of Congress, which is the House of Representatives, and jettison the House of Senate.
Okay, well, for now, I think we just have to make do with what we have.
The bicameral system.
Yes, this is just a suggestion from you. You are once a lawmaker, and for you to suggest this, you know why you are
doing so.
You know why you are doing so. But Chidi, yesterday, with the rowdy session in the Senate and the House of Representatives, it now brings this question that I really want to ask. Our comrade, listening to us, Honorable Daniel, listening to us, and maybe you have a question for him after this. Now, what does this disagreement reveal about divisions within the National Assembly on electoral reform? People who once said, okay, we have passed this law, they suddenly will now come and say, hey, look, let's align with the Senate and all that. So what does this disagreement reveal about divisions in the National Assembly?
Is fear.
Fear of what?
It reveals is that people are not honest. Honesty comes from the word honorable. People are no longer honorable. You get me? They are no longer honorable. They are no longer distinguished honorable. They are supposed to be distinguished honorable. Lawmakers, for crying out loud, lawmakers. Lawmakers are now becoming lawless or lawbreakers. So when you say you are a lawmaker, it means your legislation is perfect. Like the 3 cardinal points of a lawmaker. 1 is legislation. 2 is representation. Then 3 is oversight. So it is the legislation that they are faulting, that they are afraid of. Legislation has to be what your people want. You legislate what your people want. The bill you propose, the motion you propose, the argument at the floor that turns to bill, and for the president or whoever to assent it to make it a law, it's legislation. That is number 1 primary responsibility of either a Senate or a congressman. 2, representation. What you have legislated, what your people want that you have legislated, you have represented them appropriately. You go back and give them feedback. This is what you people sent me. This is what I have done. I have passed so bill for your sake. I have passed so bill, the bill for the eradication of poverty, the bill for the establishment of so school that is supposed to be here, the bill for the establishment of so agricultural scheme, the bill for the establishment of so health care. I have done that. You call for accountability. That is representation. Either through a public hearing or through a town hall meeting. You tell the people what you have done. Then oversight, which is the 3rd cardinal point of the legislature. Oversight, the bill that was assented to and passed into law, the executive arm bring out a budget, appropriate budget towards that bill. It could be a concurrent budget, it could be a recurrent budget, it could be a residual budget. Now, the budget angle that it falls into, that is, you are now trying to oversight the money allocated to it for the execution, because the executive arm are the ones to execute that bill that was passed into law. That thing that you lobbied for your people. Okay, so
comrade, comrade, has this issue now caused a lot of division in the House already? This electoral bill controversy, has it really caused?
Not only in the entire country, both in the House and among the electorate, a lot of them will not be going back. Only those who are proponents of what the people want, they are the ones that we are going to vote back to the Senate and to the House of Representatives. So if you are talking about it as cost pro division, it's already the House is divided. The House must be divided because there are some who will be proponents of evil, dishonesty, And there are some who will be proponents of distinguished honorable to do what is
all right. Honorable, are you with me, sir?
Yes.
Okay. How is this new electoral law that they're trying to pass? Does it have any effect on the voters?
It has been passed.
So it has been passed already. Okay. Is it going to affect any voter apathy? Is it going to increase the confidence of Nigerians, or is it going to decrease the confidence of Nigeria, as it were?
Yes. It's really, now Nigerians will know that their votes will count. And so Nigerians will massively, carry out INEC registration for them to have their personal voters card, the PVC. And then you will see much numbers turning out, to be counted. It is their civic responsibility to decide who leads them, who governs this country, who governs their state, who governs their federal constituency, who governs their state constituencies, who govern even their local government.
There's a particular angle I'm heading to. I mean, don't you think that this whole, combination of e-transmission and manual backup will affect, voters' turnout?
The next election.
The next election.
What the law that they say they have passed, it is not the combination of manual and real time. I said the people advocated for real time, and it is real time that we want. So if we have passed any law that is not real time, it will be rejected by the people. Simple. It will be rejected by the people, and the protest will go on until we ascertain that it is real-time transmission of results, not manual collation. Professor Mahmoud Abubakar Mahmoud Yakubu has said before that the IRF and the beavers could work without network glitches, even in areas where there is no network. You can upload results in real time, and then when you go to network areas, it will upload automatically. It cannot be undone. So if they say they are passing the manual collection as a clause with a real-time collation transmission of results, I don't think we will accept that. If that was what they passed into law, Nigerians will still go back to the street and meet them at the gate there or the Senate, and then continue the protest until the right thing is done.
Okay.
And I tell you, this protest that they see, this protest that they are saying, if they think that Nigerians will back up because they are using tear gas of people, they are joking. They should wait and see what will happen.
Okay. Chidi.
Yes.
This issue of protest that he talked about. Every day we are seeing protests from activists on this matter. So do you think that this protest will
stand
stop?
the test of time?
Yes.
Or they will cave in.
Or cave in. The Showore and Co are the people protesting every day. So today now, perhaps we are still expecting them on the street, like the honorable said that the protest continues. But as far as the Senate is concerned, they will be sending this passed bill now to the president. So, and that brings the next question, Comrade Dan, if you are still there. Comrade Dan, it appears the president will assent to this bill if the bill is sent to him. So, if the president assents to it, do you think that any protest will really change anything going forward?
The president is a product of the people. And like I said, if we want democracy to truly work in Nigeria, then the people must have the say and not the leaders. The leaders themselves are supposed to be servants of the people. So if the president is going to pass assent to a law that has manual transmission of results and real-time digital transmission of results, it will be unacceptable by the people. It will not be accepted. And me, for instance, I will say no, because it is not what we, the electorate, want. What we want them to do haven't taken us for a ride for decades. They should pass the law of real-time transmission of results. Nigerians want their vote to count. Nigerians want to decide who leads them, who governs them. And that is what we want. The protest will change a lot of things because the protest, if it is allowed to continue and they don't do the will of the people, it will create civil unrest. And if it creates civil unrest, it has the capacity to escalate beyond civil unrest. Until the right thing is done in this country, we will no longer be cowed, we will no longer be afraid, we will no longer accept, lawlessness from people who are supposed to be lawmakers. That is the area it will go. Unless they don't want us to have true government, they don't want us to have democracy, which is the power of the people. Democracy is defined as the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And that is what we must get. Anything short that we will not accept unless they don't want it, and we will give it to them the way we want. We're not even afraid to die anymore.
Okay.
Because they have killed us already, and because they think that their allies, they want to continue to control the country the way they want. They have formed a elitism, and when they want to get there, they come to us to vote for them. We would never accept that. I'm an honorable. I won my election on the poll. I won my election. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. You heard the story, the videos are there. It's option A4. And then people have to love you to vote for you. People don't have to fear you to vote for you. People have to love you to vote for you. People have to know you, that you are credible, you have integrity, you can do their bidding, and then the people are the democracy. So if you do not give us the will of the people, it means you are subchanging the will of democracy as a government.
Okay.
And that is what the president and the National Assembly are doing now. And so I'm warning Nigeria to not be taken for a ride anymore. In case they do not follow this thing, they shouldn't be surprised what and how long, how far our protest will go.
Okay. Now before we let you go this morning, we want you to, talk on something that is of national interest coming from Benue State. That is the issue of insecurity. As someone from Benue State and residing in the state capital, Makudi, this morning, I did disturbing story in the past 72 hours, where of course people have been adopted. Travel has been adopted by either gunmen or bandits or whoever these state non-actors are. Just this morning, we understand that some 7 persons were adopted, in the Naka Makodi Road. So this issue of insecurity, how is the Benue State government, taking this issue? Are they really taking it serious as a stakeholder and someone who is on ground? Can you give us a first-hand information and what's your take on the issue of insecurity in Benue and North Central Nigeria quickly before we wrap up?
I will thank you for this opportunity once again to air my view as regards the insecurity in Benue and in Nigeria at large. OJ, you see, it is obvious that we are treating the symptom and not the cause of insecurity. And sadly, the insecurity, from what I'm saying, because of the different angles that pertain the insecurity, the kidnapping, the banditry, insurgency for land grabbing, the marauding herdsmen, so on, and the terrorism generally. The different angles that pertain them is fundamentally wrong from our constitution. And so the solution will come from the same constitution and lawmaking. And that is why I said that sometimes in Nigeria we deliberately leave what is supposed to give us a peaceful environment, and then we chase the cloud. For instance, a governor is supposed to be the chief security officer of his own state. And in a democracy where we are practicing, where we ought to be practicing through federative nation or true federalism. What do we have? The governor is here as a governor, but the power of the security is in Abuja. It's in the hands of the president. The IGP is under the president. The chief of defense staff is under the president. Now, the governor, if he gives order, he has what we call security vote. The security vote application that is given to the governor, he has to call all the chiefs, the military and the paramilitary, joint whatever, the police, to begin to come to government house and they democratize on the money, on how they go. And then how effective can this continue when the one who called the shot is the president? The governor cannot direct absolutely. He doesn't have the absolute power to even control the securities. And then in the constitution, is the chief security officer of the state, just like a local government chairman, chief security officer of the local government. But when you call it operating, sometimes the order can even come from above. The order can even come from the office of the national security advisor to the president.
Okay, so comrade, now to streamline it, streamline this issue you are saying to the issue of what is happening in Benue State. In Benue State, now what is your take? That's the question I'm asking now. What's your take on the issue of insecurity? People being kidnapped or being taken away, in Benue. So what is really happening? What is the Benue State government doing?
Maybe you want a rhetorical answer. And then the rhetorical answer to a rhetorical question, we have been doing that in the past 20 years. In the past 20 years, the insecurity has been on. I'm telling you that we can no longer treat the symptom. We have to deal with the cause. The cause is for us to go into true federation, where states will have their independent power to control security.
Okay.
And unless that is done, insecurity will not finish. That is the point I am addressing to you.
Okay.
Maybe you don't seem to understand going that as a lawmaker, if a state does not control the security apparatuses and the order is not coming from the governor as final order, it means there will be compromise. So that is why you are seeing compromises here and there. So the governor.
All right, Honorable, please, are you in any way saying that you are in support of state police?
Not only state police, because police cannot handle the security that we are having, the situation that we found ourselves now. Okay, look at the Naka road that you're talking about. It's a federal government road. Another clause in the constitution. A federal government road in a state. And then the federal government cannot take care of that road. The state of the road is an eyesore. It's a dilapidated road. And it's a road that takes distance from Abuja down to Lagos. It's a federal government road. It passed through the state. So that clause that gave the federal government that exclusive right to own a road in the state should also be removed from the constitution. If a road is domiciled in the state, it should become a state road so that the state can know how to control the road, can know how to rehabilitate the road, can know how to position security in the road. If a state controls that road, for instance, now, and position security there, do you think that what is happening, the action that has been happening on that road for the past 5 years will happen? No. That road has been there, taking several budgets from the Nigerian Senate, taking federal budget every year, but nothing is done to that road. That, to me, is another conduit pipe of corruption for those who claim that they are ministers of works and housing. So you see, there are a lot of anomalies in our constitution. So while we are shying away, we know that the fact that criminals are in our state terrorizing us, the constitution empowers them to do so. And so we have to look into the constitution.
Yes, Comrade Daniel Edache Atai. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, Comrade.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, Comrade has actually done justice to the topic this morning, and even to the issue of the insecurity, where he is using rhetorics, rhetorical answer to ask, to give answer to our question.
Well, Comrade has spoken. Yes. It shows that He really understands the issues bedeviling us at the grassroots. And he has shown that he understands the terrain, understands the politics, and knows what is going on. And I want to commend him for that. He's young, and I think the sky is his limit in politics. But however, I also want to, chip in the, this issue of the voters' apathy, because he didn't really clarify me much on that. Because I tried to find out from him, does he think that this whole drama going on in the Senate and in the House of Rep will have a way of affecting voters' turnout? But he was more or less concentrating on the protest. It shows that the honorable himself is
more of an activist.
He's more of an activist.
You see, let me quickly comment on that. You see, I don't want a situation where we will be dwelling on the issue of the electronic transmission of results, where see, I'm not trying to support 100% support what is going on. Okay, am I for the Senate with what they have done? No, because if you hear the argument of the Senate, they are saying that where there is no network, let manual collation be the primary source. Oh, you are still there, comrade. Oh, comrade is still there. I thought you are gone now. Somehow how did you even? How come you are still there?
Colonel seems to be ambushing
us.
Okay,
comrade. I actually want to land, but so let me allow you land for me. Okay, so go ahead. I actually want to make a comment. So go ahead with your comment, whatever you have to say.
The Senate, they are taking us to be mediocre. Why I say so is that, you see, if you see mediocrity in the House of Senate, then you just know that you don't have anything like Senate. The budget, they should bring out the budget that was allocated to INEC to perform the 2027, to be able to conduct digital voting system in 2027. The budget runs into trillion, not billion, and not million. Now, I have made an argument like I made to Pantami, the former Minister of Communication and Digital Economy. I said, the Nigerian Communication Commission can work effectively with INEC, and INEC can have transmitters in the 36 states. These transmitters, they are very cheap. You know, I'm a systems engineer, and I'm a communicator. My aspect is largely on communication and computers, and I know what is happening there. If you want a mast that can travel 100 kilometers per second, or a mast that has a radius of 400 kilometers. I know in a state capital, if INEC has that kind of mast, let's not even talk about realtor that you can move. We still have routers that you can check that can travel 100 kilometers and take reception. Receptivity will be maximally transmitted in real time. Megabytes per second. You see, they want to take us for a ride and they think that we are foolish, but we are not foolish. That kind of math, OJ, with 120 million, or that kind of router that can travel 100 kilometers or 110 kilometers, you can get it for just 120 million naira.
But you know, in government quarters, what is sold for 100 million, like you said, can be 500 billion.
What?
So the point I'm trying to make, comrade, the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, people like you are still dwelling on the issue of the e-transmission of results, that it has to be 100%. But the argument is this: I'm not speaking for the Senate. Okay, I'm still emphasizing.
You're not holding brief for them.
I'm not holding brief for them. But the point I'm trying to make, let.
You are talking like this because you are coming from the layman background of the engineering aspect.
No, I understand. Yeah, see, comrade. Now listen up, comrade. Now, my issue is this. What I'm trying to say is that we should shift the narrative now because of the question you asked earlier, the issue of voter apathy.
Yeah,
you understand. So now, if this the Showore and co continue to protest, because I know this morning maybe they are already on the street now to speak. Okay, because they protest every day on this issue. Yeah, you understand. So the more they continue to say no, it has to be 100%. Now it will now come to the psyche of Nigerians that okay, the next election has already been done and dusted, and this voter apathy will now come up. So can we now move forward? Yeah, can we now move forward and say no? Okay, despite what the Senate have done, now that they have passed the bill and it's now they're about to send it to the president, and then the president are sending to it. Look, Nigerians, let's insist on our vote. Come out and vote. So if we change the narrative, I don't think we'll have this issue of
OJ, no, I think I want to permit me to say this.
But I will continue with this narrative of no, it has to be 100% transmission.
OJ, I will have to disagree with you here. There's a saying that goes that prevention is better than cure.
Okay, what do we do now?
Okay, now the protest is a way of, channeling your grievances.
The election is around the corner. Do we continue to protest while the election is not around
the corner yet? We still have barely 8 months' time.
You call 8 months?
You want us to go and do the usual election or what? Nobody is going to do that usual election in 2027.
The Senate said the Senate did not. They are afraid of themselves because they know that their performances does not, measure up to what the expectation of the people who elected them. So should we not move forward now, comrade? Should we not move forward? Chidi, that's my point of argument.
OJ, if you talking about moving forward,
yes, comrade.
Talking about moving forward, OJ? What do you call moving forward in this instance?
The moving forward here, what I'm saying is that let's not dwell on the issue. It has to be e-transmission 100%. Okay, the House of Rep that passed the bill in December. Yesterday caved in. They caved in.
OJ, caving in is a sign of weakness, to my own opinion.
Yes.
It might not be 100%. It might be that sometimes battery can die. That will not make it 100% anymore. Sometimes, but the aspect of saying there is no network, that is glitches, is what I don't want to hear.
Okay, no, don't you think this is assumption? That is where we are now putting fear in the minds of the electorate.
Let me say this.
They will say they will destroy the network. They will do. What if that does not happen?
Let me say this. Those who are, let me use the word, masters of the game. Society of of engineers in Nigeria have come out to say clearly that it is 100% doable. They have come out to say that. Now the past INEC chairman came out and said it is doable. He started this whole thing.
Yeah, you said what?
Can I take my leave now?
Okay, yes. Thank you very much. You have done a lot.
You have done a yeoman's job. Thank you very much. I'd like to hear from you some other time.
Thank you very, very much, comrade. Yeah, we appreciate you. In fact, comrade, it's like we thought he has gone, and suddenly
this is his house. Comrade is feeling at home, OJ. Yes. OJ, let me tell you something about. See, OJ, you see, you cannot beat a child and say the child should not cry. Do you understand? Like he said, comrade said, you don't mesmerize the minds of the people. People know what you are up and against, no matter how you try to package it. The people know. Why now? This is something that was tested. Experts sat down 2022 and said, it is doable. Tried it and it worked. And if now, we've come back again to say, okay, let's remove this and then put this. Anything manually done, or the signifies archaic method of doing things. Anything that is manual. OJ, even human beings have been, replaced with AI. The world is going digital, OJ. We have hospitals in Japan that have what we call robotic nurses that can take care of patients. The world is advancing technologically, and we are here trying to do something manual. We saw videos. Allegedly, in the last election, we saw videos. Clear videos where somebody was writing something on the form ECA and somebody was videoing him and he doesn't even care. OJ, let me even tell you, if you bring this manual aspect of it, the question you should ask yourself, who determines where there is no network? It is a situation whereby the lion is the judge over a case where the goat is involved. Who determines, when they say in a place where, who determines it?
Okay, you see, I understand. But my own question or my own side of the argument is that should we continue in this argument why the election is fast approaching?
Yes, okay, I said yes in the sense that, okay, you keep trying not to get it right. Look, let me tell you something. In as much as they like the honorable said, they can't take us for a ride. Protest is the language of the people. That's the only way we can get our voices heard. And OJ, it's shameful. Nigerians are one of the best, most intelligent brains in the world, both here and outside the country. To mention the word manual alone, from manual, come on now, OJ. Manual in 2026.
Where there is no...
The where is determined by who? Who determines the where? What are you talking about?
Okay,
now, let me tell you something.
Yes.
We have about 375 kilometers range from Sambisa Forest to even Borno, Meduguri. And people transmit videos from there. What are you talking about, OJ? Who determines the where? So leave what is there. Let us go with it. Let me tell you, OJ, we are supposed to be improving on the Electoral Act, not retrogressing.
Of course, I know that.
Manual, the language manual is a symbol of retrogression.
See,
I should be hearing things like, OJ, the Senate is supposed to be telling us, let's bring technology that we can even vote from our houses.
I know that will be the next call. But the point I'm trying to make here is this. Okay, now, this is where we are. The Senate...
No, we're not there yet, OJ.
No. Currently, they have passed the bill.
Well, the president has not assented on it, and that doesn't mean the people
will
not...
Okay, are you now okay? Should the protest continue that the president should not assent to the bill that will be sent to him?
OJ,
perhaps today.
This is democracy.
Because the state president said this February is going to sign it. He has given us an idea that he's going to sign it.
I want to believe the president will listen to the voice of the people
and not sign it into bill.
Of course, you cannot sign something when people are aggrieved. You need to also listen to the people. There's a popular song the Minister of FCT usually sing, Inyandemba, Inyandemba. You need to give to this side. You can't listen to the Senate alone. You also listen to the people aggrieved on the street. The child is crying and you will not listen to it. Your children? The president, for crying out loud, is the father of the nation. And he has to listen to the people. The people are there.
The signature. I will append the signature.
Yes,
to the
I will appeal to him to suspend his assent and go to the streets and listen to the people. The people are out there with mattresses and stove and what have you. You have to listen. He's the father of all. He's the father of all.
Because now in fact, the National Assembly is dominated by the ruling party, where of course the president belongs. Where the president signs this bill into law now and assent to it now and becomes a law. Don't you think we should move forward? That is where I'm coming from. I'm not speaking for the...
I understand, but OJ, how can you move forward? We had some honorable members chanting a particular chant in a particular dialect,
yes,
shouting "Ole, Ole," and they were directing that word "Ole" to a particular political party. In fact, one of them came to Channels Television yesterday and said, I think one of the honorables from Bayelsa State, and said that what happened yesterday was not the decision of the National Assembly, but the decision of APC, as it were, a political party, allegedly. You understand? So this is not a party affair. is a national affair. Do you understand? And some honorables came on yesterday. We saw it openly yesterday, shouting, Ole, Ole. I tried to find out from my brothers who understand Yoruba to tell me what the word Ole means. And they were saying Ole has something to do with stealing. Do you understand? What are they stealing? Is it a mandate of the people? Is it rigging in disguise, allegedly? But who is afraid of what? OJ, for the fact that we're mentioning the word manual, it is a clear sign that we are not going forward. Anything manual, OJ, everything is digitalized now. Are you not? Is it not? Back in the days, 10 years ago, you cannot put somebody on TV via Zoom. Today, you can be at the comfort of your home. OJ will be having guests on TV via Zoom, and we don't have any glitches. We don't have it. That shows that we can do it. OJ, we can do this thing. If somebody can allegedly hack the lines of the office of the NSA, as secured as that line is supposed to be allegedly, then what are we talking about, OJ?
Okay, so by and large, I just want us to move on, and the discussion on whether this development will cause voter apathy in the next election is just my concern, because we look at elections in Bangladesh, where of course we had over 59% participation of the electorate in the election. That's a very, very good one. I want a situation where our election will have up to at least 50%, above 50% participation, okay, of the people voting for the people that will govern them, and not the 29, 30% and what have you. You know, we'll have last election, we have over 70% people registering, okay, having their voters card,
75%.
up to 75%. Good. Now having their voters card and all that, but the actual people that voted on the election day, the numbers.
I know, Jen. I can assure you.
So we should progress from what we have now.
Yes.
To the next. So the point I'm trying to make: the more we start pumping the populace with e-transmission is the way to go. Yeah, which of course is the way to go. But with this caveat of manual, it is going to cause rigging and all that. People may not come out to vote. That's just my fear.
Okay. OJ, my parting word before I visited one of the top-notch police stations or police departments. OJ, what I saw there was an eyesore. You see case files.
Not going digital.
Okay. I looked at the place, a particular side of the department, and I saw heaps of files.
It's not just in the police station, in government departments, ministries,
and I said to myself, what's going on? This is what a simple laptop can do.
Okay, our time is not our friend. We just have to go. Like I always say, time is not our friend on this show. All right, thank you very much, Chidi Kenneth, for today's show again. I think we really enjoyed ourselves with the two guests we had today. They've done justice to the topics we raised today.
Yes.
Yeah. So we just have to go now. I want to especially thank you out there watching us. We thank you for being part of the program this morning. And of course, thanks to the people behind the scene that actually made this show successful. Please, let's do it again, same time tomorrow, 7 o'clock in the morning. We'll be back again with the P&B Morning Show right here on Politics and Business Television. I'm Omike Joseph Matthew, also OJ Matthew, if you want to call me that, okay? And Chidi Kenneth is.
Do have a wonderful day ahead.
God bless you. Bye-bye.